Hello, everybody. It is All Night is Brony time, and welcome back to Dual Destinies. When we last left off, we started the second day of the trial and put Dr. Crab on the stand. Now, we had thought that maybe Dr. Crab had planned to kill Orla, but it was revealed that, well, he really didn't have a motive, and he really didn't know that Orla was in bad condition. But now it's Marlon. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He has promised to tell the truth. Sasha is lying to protect that orca. 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Well, it killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water. So I thought the orca should pay the consequence. Now we're back to the orca again. I did not see that testimony coming. Now just wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning. I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. Fact is, all three of us, the captain, Sasha, and me, were cleaning the pool room. Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage. Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. Sasha is lying to protect that orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the Skull Rock herself to make a fake blood stain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the orca. Mr. Rhymes, how can you lie like that? It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the orca did it, you win your case. What? This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the orca would be the killer. Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we would save Sasha? Having a witness lie to save your own client? What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, Dono? Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now. What are you saying, Mr. Rat? All I gotta do is admit the orca did it, and Sasha goes free. Isn't a lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest? But that wouldn't be acting in her interests. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Mrs. Buckler herself is innocent too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us. That's right. We believe in both Mrs. Buckler's and Orla's innocence. Huh? I just don't understand how you can treat a human and an orca equally. Sasha or the orca can only save one of them. Wow, you are a fucking prick. I don't know about that. I think I could save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony. Oh yeah? Go ahead and try. I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. Rhymes, you fucking did it, dude. You are a dirty, rotten A. I'd find another job, man, if you can't have any care for the animals that you oversee. This right here, he looks down.
Objection!
When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different. Seeing there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony? That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air. The autopsy report shows the apparent cause of death to be from a 65-foot fall. What? Additionally, in her testimony a moment ago. Ah, him not watching the trial screwed him here. He made a lie without all of the facts. So he ended up having a contradiction. You said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th there was still water in the orca pool. The pool being 65 feet deep, there's only 30 feet between the water and ceiling. If the pool was full of water, as you claimed, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states. Ah! Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the orca pool room so he could make these statements. The truth must be he was at the show stage just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified. I believe that brings us back around to the orca didn't do it. I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Right Donald, for shutting the witness up. As I thought, the only person could have killed the victim is Sasha Buckler. That fact still remains, whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the orca or not. Son of a... Mr. Ryan's right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. Pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner. As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened. Uh-oh, if I don't do something fast, the judge is going to find Sasha guilty. Mr. Wright, isn't there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent. At a time like this, the thing to do is to turn my thinking around. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. As long as the crime scene is the orca pool room, then Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime. No need for pity, O baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold it!
Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now? Defense has a counter-argument. You do? Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to make this counter-argument? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. I'll never forget those words no matter how many years go by. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else? The scene of the crime? Somewhere else? What? What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now? As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room where there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime. That is correct. But if the scene of the crime was not the orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime. Are you sure you know where you're going with this? Might not be too sure, but I can't back down now. Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong. This isn't one of your bluffs by any chance? Haha, of course not. The judge knows me far too well. Do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was? Yes, of course. Think, Felix, think. Think of a place, other than the orca pool room, where one could fall to one's death. Then by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder? The show pool.
Take that!
The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the orca pool. Right, Donald. What you're doing is a disgrace. Disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting. Of course I do. I will, as soon as I think of something. The victim's body was found in the orca pool. How do you explain that? How about if after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the orca pool? How about if... What kind of presentation of your argument is that? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved. There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Was there something in the scene that could have been used to move the body? The cranes.
Take that!
The hoist runs between the orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could also have been used to move the dead body. Yes, if the stretcher can move the orca or the Skull Rock, seems likely it could also move a dead body as well. Wow, somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it. You desperately spew conjecture, and now you would make up a crime scene. Ah! Ah! Not again! You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. Half-baked. It's a disgrace. What do you mean half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the orca pool room only. God! And the only person who entered the orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. Ah! Order, so it comes back to the defendant no matter which pool it was? Meaning, can't clear Sasha either way? Sasha said she moved Orla in the Skull Rock. I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to the prosecutor Blackwell's claim? Do I have an objection to the claim the defendant moved the body? I have no objections. I have no objections. Spuckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? Mr. Wright, you admitting the defendant committed the murder? No, I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that it was what she was doing. The culprit made her move it unbeknownst to her. The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible? The body was found in the orca pool. Must have been moved there somehow. Might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with that stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence, the skull rock. It had been moved from the show pool.
Take that!
The skull rock? Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the skull rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the orca pool are Orla and the skull rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the skull rock. What? Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhines loaded up the skull rock with the body inside. Then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know that the rock was loaded. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside. Do you really think there's enough space inside the skull rock to place a body? The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Oh, it says who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the skull rock? In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow. What's more, the body was inside the skull rock. It explains the remaining unanswered questions. Such as... Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall. What was Orla doing to the skull rock at this time? She was headbutting it. Oh! That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the skull rock. The body had been placed inside the skull rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was in fact the show stage pool. What a rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection!
It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the skull rock for yourself. Did you find some kind of proof that the body was there? Blood fibers? Hair? Ah! Right, don't know. Right, don't know is actually what I think it was like. You're right, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And to think it all started with that half-baked bluff, too. Ooh, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit? If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator? It's naturally the person who is at the show stage. Mr. Rhymes, weren't you the one who loaded the skull rock onto the stretcher at the show stage? Wow, Mr. Wright. That's some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. Tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury! Yeah. Mr. Wright says it's true. The body was inside the skull rock. And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool, too. What? He's admitting it that easily? This time, I'm going to tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectator screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. So now we're back to the orca again, I see. If you were going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular, so I suggested she hide the body in the skull rock and move it to the orca pool. I was going to figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The orca's the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the skull rock? But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. So why? Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me? Athena, do you mean you heard something? Yep, noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. That means somewhere in his testimony, there's an inconsistency in his emotions. Alright, Athena, give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss. Huh? What's this? What are you getting, Athena? This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. These two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? Well, I have to probe their cause if we want to get his true emotions and testimony. There might even be an odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. Alright, let's probe for this cause of his out-of-control emotions. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. When you see something off in a statement, press probe. Q. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally, press probe. R. To complete the process, when emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great. Alright. I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. Wait a minute. They don't look scared. They look pretty chill. They look like they enjoyed the performance. I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right, of course. I just made a mistake. Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad? Wonder why he would make that mistake, saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. Situation where an orca killed somebody, and there were spectators there. Hey, I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is... Sorry, I lost my Phoenix voice there for a second. It's the Killer Whale.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators? What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. What about it? I was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about the incident.
Silence!
Last year, sorry. Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point. Hey, boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness. Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness. It's the charm.
Take that!
Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him... I guess I just need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. Better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? A photograph? I bet you it's of... Yep. Yep. Hey, this is... Azura Summer and Marlon Rhymes! Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you? So what if we were a couple? Doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotions of yours connected to the current case? The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand? I don't know yet. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. It's Orla, obviously. It's gotta be Orla. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? And Orca? Why would I be? If you think I have a reason to be mad, then show me some proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? Yeah, I've got your proof. But that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summer's boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla. Alright. I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that Orca. Azura's dead, and that Orca is still swimming around, happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that Orca is a killer. You're right. I want that Orca to pay. There. Do you feel good dragging up a person's past, but it still doesn't change anything? Yeah, it does, dude. Because it gives you a motive to not only kill Orla, but the captain. He's right. I disagree. It does change things. This out-of-control emotion quieted down. Now I should be able to find out the truth behind the emotion. I was like, I think I know, but I'm not sure. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If he freaked, then where's the surprise at?
Got it.
Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body. You freaked? Really? What are you getting at? If Mr. Plume is a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Did it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. So you figured all that out, did you? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca. But you leave me no choice. Oh, holy shit! That is fucking awesome. Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy! What? Yo, ho, ho! Ahoy, me meat brothers represent. Avast you grass eater, stay free! Take me words and pop them in your mouth, scurvy grass eater kid. Okay, I can't read that fast. What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person. Order, order. If you don't have order... if we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us. Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words. So I plan to have that wench be a witness. Arr, you caught me out. It be true, I thought that Orca's murderous ways should be found out. That be why I schemed to have Dr. Plume see the body. So you admit it. You deliberately framed Orla. Aye, it be true. But what skin be that off anybody's nose? That Orca be a murdering, scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that Orca, but I always felt grateful toward the captain. The Orca murdered Azura and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. God, I don't have a response to that. I agree, it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact. Oh, and what is that? Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes was to kill from the start. And we will do that, however, we're going to do that next time with Dual Destinies. We are at time. We already went a little bit over last episode, so this part I want to clear up real quickly. So, what a twist. So, Marlon Rhymes is not who we thought he was. He is actually a rapping pirate. Interesting. But I think we'll explore all this next time when we will probably have to start proving why both the captain and Orla had to die. Guess we will see. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Anytime for more content, especially more Dual Destinies. Also, make sure to share this video far and wide so it can reach as many eyes as it possibly can. I will see you all next time.